If something appreciates, we're going to use the plus sign in this formula. If something is depreciating, which means it's losing value, it's going to have the minus sign. Under normal economic situations, what kinds of things increase in value over time?
Gold. Prices.
Yeah, inflation, prices, and it's going way up.
Stocks.
Investments. What else?
Bank accounts.
Bank accounts very slowly, and I'll explain that in a little bit. Anything else? Big thing that you have to buy in your life?
Financial investments.
We already said investments, but your house. What kinds of things depreciate?
Cars.
Yes, but lately, since there's no chips for the new cars, our used car values are going up instead of down. So that's the worst, the weirdest thing. It's not been like that ever in my lifetime. And I've lived a long time, for those of you who might not notice. So,
Really?
so the car values, I keep getting Credit Karma. I get on there to check my credit score, whatever, and it'll tell you your Mini Cooper is now worth, and it's like, it's going up, not down.
Yeah.
Okay? Your Mini Cooper has increased in value by $1,000 in the last 30 days. So, but typically cars depreciate. Equipment, computers, stuff like that. People use depreciation to write off in a business.
Recently too, like computer
That's true.
payments have skyrocketed.
Yes, they have.
Yes.
Computer parts.
So like any
Yes.
electronics.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's but once you buy it, usually it goes down. But yeah, if you have a used one that's in good condition and somebody can't find parts for their computer, they might buy your used one at a higher price just to keep business going.
That's what's going right now.
Yeah. So everything's wacko now, but under normal circumstances, non-COVID circumstances, overall equipment depreciates, okay? So I buy a tractor for my farm and it depreciates over time. I can claim that depreciation on my taxes and actually get a write-off, okay?
Let's go.
All right? So I'm going to give you what these letters stand for, and then we're going to do a couple problems together. The homework tonight is 4 word problems. In one of them, you're finding A. In one of them, you're finding P. In one of them, you're finding R. And in one of them, you're finding T. And you've got to figure out which is which and do the math. But I'm going to give you an example of each one of those, okay? So the A is the ending value. Means after the time passed, how much is it worth? The P is the principal value, which is the initial value. The R is the rate of change. And triangles mean change. You understand that from science? And your T is time. Now, in different books, different letters are used. They could use N's and X's and all kinds of stuff. Just know that it's the position of the letter. If you see a formula in a problem and it looks like this, but the letters are different, then whoever's in the same position as T is time. Okay? Whoever's in the same position of A is the ending value.
Well, that's assuming they give us.
So what do you want to find first?
Let's get the A done. Let's get the
Okay.
A over with.
The A is the easiest thing to find.
You just
Yeah,
order of operations.
Well, and you just stick it in the calculator. The calculator does all the heavy lifting. You don't need to leave anything alone. You just put it in. So let's say that I invest $1,000 at a rate of 7% for 10 years. And usually time is in years. But when we get to problems where it's bacteria growing and they're multiplying every whatever, it could be minutes, it could be hours, it could be days, okay?
And the rate is increasing, correct?
Yeah, it's an investment. So how much will my money be worth if I get 7% for 10 years? So this is pretty easy. You put the parentheses where they go, and you put 1 plus because my investment is growing, hopefully. And you convert that 7% to a decimal. Don't forget to do that. And you put a 10 up here. And you just key it in your calculator. And that will give you A. So somebody tell me what that is.
Figures still.
I was literally about to say, so we have to take
No.
figures.
And since it's money, we round it 2 places because nobody's going to give you a half of a penny.
What?
All right. If you notice, my rate was 7%. In general, as an estimate, your money doubles in 10 years at 7% and in 7 years at 10%. Okay? So I happen to use 7% and 10, so it almost doubled. Okay? And that's what you can expect your money to double. So if you can get a 7% rate of return, which isn't usually hard in the stock market, usually you can beat that. You can double your money every 10 years. So when you think about it, your money, if you start investing now and you're not going to need it until you're 80, which is probably when they're going to allow you to retire, because your
Real lucky.
lifespan, you'll be living into your hundreds, right?
Go big.
So
Or you can die.
it will grow a lot.
You would
Okay.
hope if you're investing that.
I've been told that my tractor is now worth $10,000.
Nice.
And the rate of depreciation on my tractor is 10.5%, and that's depreciation. So, and I've owned my tractor for 11 years. How much was it worth? How much did I buy it for? So I want the P, okay? Go ahead and see if you can do that.
Excavator.
So the value of that tractor when they bought it 11 years ago was $33,880.25. So I invested $5,000, and that would be my principal. That would be what I invested for 25 years. And now it's worth $110,000. What is my rate? What rate of increase did I get on that money?
Wouldn't be a
So when you do the 25th root of 22, you get 1.13. Then you subtract 1 from both sides, and you get 0.13 equals R. So we got a 13% return on our investment, which is not unheard of.
It's not.
Now we're finding the time that it takes to turn $100, which is the principal value, to $500,000
Okay, this has to be a logarithm.
at a rate of 22%. So we put the numbers where they go. 500,000 equals 100. 1 plus 0.22 to the t. And 500,000 divided by 100 is 5,000, correct?
Yes.
Equals 1.22 to the t. The t is the variables in the exponent, so we need to change it to logarithm. So who's the base
1.22.
of 5,000
Equals
equals t? Go for it.
3.
So when you
That's a lot.
think of that, you've got to get 22% return, but you're going to be investing money constantly into the market. And it's nothing, like for you guys that have graduation gifts, it's nothing for you to get more than $100 in gifts,
I
right?
don't really like